This young man right here, he's another former player of mine. All right, this is Pierre Thornton. He was a tremendous athlete too. Yeah, I keep a lot of obituaries. I got a lot of former students that, hey, all I have is their obituary. I'm gonna tell you about Pierre. Pierre had the swag, had a young son. He was in high school, yeah, he was doing his thing. He had a kid, right? By one of my neighbors. All right, young girl, she had to drop out of college because to take care of the kid. That's all good. Pierre was, let's say he specialized in street pharmaceuticals. He was a street pharmaceutical sales rep. In other words, he was a what?
Drug dealer, dope boy.
Yeah, he was making money. He was an entrepreneur. All right, street pharmaceuticals, sales. Pierre was making good money, all right? I know a lot of people that sold drugs, that did drugs. The ones that didn't do drugs but sold them, they made a little bit of money. But I'm gonna tell you what happened, all right? It comes to the point when you make bad choices, it'll catch up with you. It's called the law. It's called the rules. If you choose not to follow the rules, you're walking down a fine line. I don't care how fast you're walking, but you're walking on a fine line. So if you're walking fast down a fine line, sooner or later, they're gonna catch up with you. In memory of Pierre, went to his funeral. Oh man, it was like a reunion. Everybody had their black shirts on, with Pierre, you know. The young lady was all crying. She was only like 22 years old. They were crying. It was at my church. Young pastor was not preaching over Pierre, but Pierre had to make a decision. He had to make a choice. He was selling drugs, as you would say. I prefer to say he was a street pharmaceutical salesperson. All right? It sounds good, but I tell you, the law looks at it the same way. If you know people that are walking down this line, sooner or later they want to catch up with you. I visited some people in jail. And when I come up there to see those people in jail, I say, hey, Mac, Coach Mac, hey, what's up? How long you got? You remember Jamal Mills? Yeah, Jamal was, he won a national, 4x4 champion at nationals. Jamal Mills, I'm gonna get back to Pierre in a second. But Jamal Mills was tremendous. One of his teammates went to the Olympics. The twin did just as good, was sponsored by Adidas. Jamal was fast as lightning. He used to steal. Everybody knew Jamal used to steal stuff in high school, you know. But Jamal played football, so he was back on the field. He would steal, then he was back on the field. You know. What happened to Jamal? Jamal did 9 years afterwards. He had to do 9 years. All right, Pierre would have said, man, I would have loved to have 9 years. Pierre said, I couldn't do that time. So what had happened? Pierre decided, instead of going to jail, when they caught up with him, the police were coming to get him, all right? He took a gun to his head and just blew his brains out in the closet where his mom found him. Son was only 2 years old. He didn't want to go to jail. He was facing big time. What I'm saying is, life, all right, is precious. It's like a baby. Those of you all in high school right now, this could be the best time of your life. If you're working hard and you're doing everything you're supposed to do. But if you decide to do like Jamal, you know, start playing around with little drugs, doing what you need to do on the streets, but just migrating, you can get yourself 9 to 10 years. You had 3 meals a day. All right? You get a little bit of sunlight through the window. It's rough. If you haven't visited anybody in prison and jail, you need to go check them out. Or just go take a field trip. You know, you can watch it on TV. It's no joke. But Pierre, I know his family would have loved to see him in jail. That funeral was one of the hardest funerals that I've been to, but it wasn't the first. You know, everybody crying. Why did he kill himself? Da, da, da. You facing 20, 30 years, you might think about killing yourself too. That's what he's facing. That's the kind of drugs he was doing. But the bottom line is, the bottom line is, Pierre, rest his soul, was a high school student that made some bad choices. All right, we're talking about the choice that you guys have to make today. All right, I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there. Then I'm gonna let you go. All right, we talk Ivan Butler. Of course, everybody can touch Ivan. He's like, hey, right here, oh, Mr. Butler, that's good. He made some good choices and bad choices, but he understands the advantage of taking good choices. Willie Powell, you can go to the website, read about Willie. That's great. I didn't bring my Jamal Mills poster down. I should have brought it down because as I was looking through the most wanted people, Jamal got out and gave him a car. He was trying to get his feet back on. He came to school, Mr. Mackey. You know, I used to think about Miss Bryant every day when he was in the jail. He used to think about track and everything. So he had a little daughter too. Tried to get Jamal to do right. Once you start doing wrong, and all you do is connect around the same bad people, bad things will happen. Jamal's there for about 15 years now, and I saw him on a most wanted list. That's how we found him. I was looking for another friend of mine, a young man named Lloyd Robinson, because they said, oh, he's on the most wanted list. And then as I was going through the list, I said, oh man, they want Jamal too? They ended up catching up to Jamal Mills. So he's done. But Pierre, it was fine. And that funeral was a sad funeral. I'm telling you all, you have to make good choices right now. It'll make a difference. All right? You got to walk a little bit differently when you leave here today. Don't worry about the people on your right and left. They're not going where you're trying to go.